Hi, I'm Mike and this is my wife Gail. We're the Outback Pride project, which is about production of Australian native foods in conjunction with Aboriginal communities, and we produce about 30 to 40 tonne of Australian native foods a year, most of which come from Reedy Creek in the form of fresh herbs, fresh leaves, vegetables and fruits. We grow about 25 different species here at Reedy Creek, but we're dealing with up to 60 species in the project overall. There's 26 Aboriginal communities we're working with, and we've spent a lot of time finding the very best of the Australian native foods in conjunction with the Aboriginal elders, and these are then being propagated at Reedy Creek, taken back out to community, and that produces the product for Outback Pride. On community, of course, there is no fences because, apart from perhaps keeping camels and donkeys and wild horses out, it's very much part of the bush, and a lot of the gardens we've put in have been actually amalgamated within the bush itself, and so it's a very different concept. It's like farming without the slash and burn. We've also enlisted schools and focused, of course, on children all the way, the largest one of these, of course, is Renmark High School, where we have some 40 Indigenous students, and we're training the supervisors for the horticulture side at Renmark High, and that's a very big project there.
I think for the kids, they're just getting an appreciation that Australian plants are just as useful as anything that we bring in from overseas. We're actually in the Cutchera patch at the moment, so that's bush tomato or desert raisin are the more common names. Back behind us you can see the trellises, and that's Marsdenia, commonly known as bush banana, which doesn't taste like banana at all, it tastes like snow peas. We've also grown in the past quandongs, Tanami apple and passionberry. It's good for the Indigenous kids, but it's also been really great for the staff and the school as a whole, because we're probably one of the first schools to actually start to incorporate bush foods into our food technology area. And a couple of students who were involved with the initial planting here are now teachers in Adelaide, and they brought their kids back here because we have the bush foods here. So that's been fantastic. Yeah, it's spreading more than just our local community.
We try to get the point across to the mainstream Australian public that when they eat Australian native foods, they're also respecting that 40,000 years that Aboriginal people survived incredibly well in this country before they made supermarkets.
They are chock-a-block full of nutrients that Western fruit and veg have long lost because of breeding, and so it's a much healthier food. We also here at Reedy Creek and on communities don't use any artificial fertilisers, insecticides, fungicides, so it's all grown naturally.
And the other win-win in all of this is to grow these products takes 1/10 the water to grow Western fruit and vegetables.
This is cropping that is adapted to Australia's drought conditions. There's two different sides to the business. One is what we call our grocery side, and that has value-added products, which is jam, sauces, relishes, chutney, cordials, dried herbs and spices, dookas, all of that sort of thing. They have a 2-year shelf life, whereas the food service, which is all the fresh produce and frozen, of course, it doesn't have 2-year shelf life. It's picked here at Reedy Creek, it leaves within 24 to 48 hours, it's on the road, it's at the restaurant another 24 hours later, and so that happens every week. Twice a week we've got fresh produce direct to the restaurants.
Say a bunch of saltbush can be picked on Monday. On Wednesday, Kylie Kwong is doing a lovely stir fry in Sydney with it, and all of the other people. And Thursday and Friday it's in Jakarta and Hong Kong.